Good morning. We're going to start. We're going to start with SPY and see what's happened to SPY. Now, an example of, I've listed the stocks that have created NR7. It means in the past 7 days, they were creating ranges, and then they had an inside bar, a constriction. So last time this happened was November 8th. And I think again, I don't know, was Thanksgiving, that Friday. So every time we have this happening,
I have to say, like, you might have to pay that.
every time we have an NR7, something has to happen. Either it will be followed by another day. Sometimes you might have two days of inside bar after that. Sometimes it can go for 3 days. So if you see here, every time you have an NR7, so NR7 means a stock has been creating ranges for this past 7 days, and then it constricts. So mostly when that happens, either it's followed by another indecision, or it's followed by a breakout or a breakdown. Something has to happen. Even if those are the, as long as those candles are inside the previous, like this SPY, this was the range, the longest range here. Then we have the first one, the first NR7. Then we have another inside bar, still inside this range. So it's either we're gonna break below this range, which we have 464, or we need to break above 473. Now, this is as if sometimes you have to change the candles from Heikenashi to regular candles to see those indecision bars. So you can see we've had 3 days of indecision. This is a spinning top, okay? So every time we're having those indecision bars, so now there are 3 days of indecision, something is coming. It's either we're consolidating or we'll have a breakout or a break down, okay? So sometimes you have to switch your candles from Heikenashi to regular to see those indecision bars or candles, okay? So after this indecision, we broke out of it. We've been trending up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is what I say, if you're swinging anything on a multiple of 3, is usually dangerous, especially on day 6, because this is what happens. Either you're gonna get continuation, or you're gonna get a constriction or a pullback, okay? So it's always those people who are not counting days, you're just saying I'm swinging without counting days. This is the risk if you're not counting days. You will see most times either on the multiple of 3 or the day before or the day after. Those 3 days are very key. The day before multiple of 3 and the day after multiple of 3, or the day of the multiple of 3. Mostly you will find a constriction happening, a pullback, or you might have the day keep going without anything. So always be cautious, especially if you're swinging that week lotos, or you're swinging SPY the following day. Very risky, okay? So for SPY, we still haven't retested our 479. We hit 473 on Friday, right? Or when did we hit it? So we hit 473 after hours on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, we had a double top. Then we had this pullback. It pulled back from 473 to 468. And then yesterday, we still didn't break 473. We had a double top here, 472, 472.98, barely missing 473. So when you go by this, we've been unable to break this level. That's why you are seeing those indecision candles for 3 days. So we were creating ranges, then we have a constriction, another constriction. So it's important to see what happens today. Now, the strategy we talked about on Sunday, where we have stocks that are breaking the rules. Okay. So this is what I meant by, if stocks are breaking a rule, you might find this happening. So this is safe. This is walking. It's just walking along the band is not even touching, but as it's walking, it's going higher and higher. Then we had that consolidation. Then now we started breaking the rule. When you're breaking the rule, you're expecting either it can break rules for a couple of days, up to maybe 6 days, but something is happening. This stock is, if we add the, so if we add the stochastic RSI, you will see we are overbought. So when a stock is walking, you will see the RSI is up here. Okay, so the stochastic, the upper line is, this one is 20, and this is 80. The regular RSI, this is 70 and this is 30. So this gives us more room. And then when a stock, you'll see when a stock is overbought, yes, but it's up here and walking. When it's walking, this is where you're seeing this flat lining. It's just the stock is rising, but the RSI is up here, just walking. Then we had this consolidation and some pullback. Okay, then it went back up and now it's facing down from what happened yesterday. So, and followed by those NR7, we want to see if the market will decide whether it wants to go up. I still have hope we might go try to retest that 479. But if we are not retesting, then we're anticipating some pullback. So all those stocks that we have been looking at. Now, this pullback on the daily, it can come back to this mid, the baseline. This is the 50-day moving average. So it can come back to this 458. If we get a couple of days, we know pullback can take 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, up to 6 days. Now, if we are pulling back and we are creating double bottoms, like here, the 464 or this 460 something, then it means we're going to get what we talked about Sunday. If we are creating double bottoms, it means we're going back up. Okay, so this is the other. So when you're using that, whatever we discussed on Sunday, you want to find those stocks that are squeezing. Like now, if you see SPY, so this is where it was squeezing upward in a tube, and then we got this breakout, and then we have this squeeze. It didn't materialize. Now we are still, this cube is still squeezing. It's not blue, but it's squeezing. So something has to happen. We are either going to get a breakdown for a pullback or continuation. Now, for a secret of how to use the stacks that we talked about on Sunday is for entry, even if you're using it on 5 minutes to find entry, you wait until they get stacked, okay? Or you can look, when did they get stacked? Some stocks, for instance, and Juju, congratulations. I saw you had a swing for Meta. Is it Meta and SMCI? So we've been talking about Meta. It's in the same strategy that we had Coast and AVGO, and we were keen for it to break 340. Okay. Now, when you want to see which stock do I need to trade, you can go look on 1 hour. When did this stock When did this stock get stacked? When did these moving averages get stacked? This happened December. It's not even there. So this is what happened. We had this crossing and then this crossing here. So sometimes you might not have them crossing at the same time. You'll have these two crossing and then the last two, these two cross and then the candles go above. So you want to find at what point this happened. Sometimes they are stacked together and sometimes they'll have the first two crossing and then the next two crossing and then the candles go above. So this happened on Wednesday, the 30th. So if you are looking for stocks that are those with the strong trend, okay, on the daily, they're rising. They're not consolidating. So this has been going up, okay? Where is the daily? So it had pulled back, consolidation, then it broke, change of character, it's going up. So from Wednesday, it's when we had that change of character, and that's when on 1 hour, we had those moving averages crossing above each other. So this meant from Thursday, this was our entry, okay? When you have your entry, you're anticipating 3 days, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if you want to find stocks to swing or the ones you're holding, you're looking for such kind of change. When the change of character happen, the next day is your entry. So if it's a Thursday, buy the following week or 2 weeks out, get in. Now, if you go now to the 1 hour, that happened on Wednesday, okay? So when that happened on Wednesday, it started going up and barely coming, even when it's pulling back, it's not even touching the yellow line, which is the lowest moving average. It's not, it wasn't touching. If you're seeing it's not touching, that's where you're holding, and that's why you're seeing it went creating 3 higher highs. So if you are swinging anything, please just make informed decision. Don't just swing because everything is going up now. You're making a decision to swing. Pick a stock that, especially those that were consolidating or were pulling back. So we had NVIDIA that was pulling back and then it consolidated. Then when you have this change of character, I know I talk about this every morning, that change of character gives you the entry. It's telling you we are done pulling back, we are done consolidating, we've changed character, meaning the trend has changed. We are bearish, now we are bullish. So the next candle, the next day, this is a daily candle. The next day, you're waiting for a higher low. That's your entry. We know stocks can go up 3 days, 6 days, 9 days. So here you're anticipating to create 3 higher highs. We had our first higher high, our second higher high, and then our third higher high. And it can go on for 6 days, 9 days, 12 days, like that. So find stocks that have had change of character and you've had confirmation. Now, look at this and compare to AVGO. Okay, now, if you look, when it had change of character, and the next day was, if you caught this entry, it didn't break a rule, okay? The next day, it didn't break a rule. And then yesterday is when it broke a rule. So you still have room to trade this stock before it starts breaking a rule. So if you're looking at these stocks to trade, it is kind of safe compared to those stocks that are breaking rules. So let's look at how AVGO, okay? So here we already knew post-year, we had a change of character, okay? So we are counting 3 days, 6 days. So in those 3 days, you're supposed to create 3 higher highs or 6 higher highs or 9 higher highs. It's trending up. But this one, it's breaking since the first candle broke a rule, created a higher low, broke a rule, created a higher low, broke a rule, created a higher low, broke a rule like that, all these days until yesterday when it created an inside bar. Please, when you're picking your trades, go to the daily chart and make those decisions. Okay? So that's the difference. If we go to NVIDIA, I know I said I'll talk about the 5K plays today, but I won't because I haven't looked at them. I'm also timing what happens. So the stocks that nothing much happened yesterday, and then we are waiting to see Tuesday, because I said some of the stocks from looking at the back test, the move started happening on Wednesday after the 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. Either you're creating double bottom or you're creating higher low. So I'm waiting to see what happens today. I just want to catch 2 stocks that will give us that 5K and then we are done with it. Okay, so if you look at NVIDIA, we had it pulled back. Okay, so we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days of pullback. So always on the multiple of 3, the 9th day, we had a higher low and an inside bar. Then we had this candle, barely breaking this. Then the next day, another indecision. So we had 3 days of indecision. And then finally, we had a change of character, but that was followed by two days of indecision. So it made a decision here. Then it was not decided, but almost hitting triple top, and here almost hitting double bottom. So finally, this candle gave us a clear decision. This one. So the next day, barely breaking, but that was day 2, day 3, day 4. So this is safe. It hadn't broken any rule. So if you're getting in here, you're holding, anticipating it can go on for 3 days, 6 days, 9 days. Okay, so you can clearly see the difference between SMCI, AVGO, and NVIDIA, the same sector, the stocks in the same sector, but different, they're giving you different communication. So you want to go with one that is giving you still have room for it to move. Even NVIDIA still hasn't broken a rule. It's still inside the band. Okay, now you can see here, Kashiro, you are asking, when it's walking, you don't get that rushed band. Every time you have a stock breaking a rule, you will have the band being rushed to widen. Okay, you see how this one was rushed to widen? So compare it with here when it was walking. There was no rushed widening. It was just safe walking up the band. And then when it started breaking the rule, we had indecision, then pullback. Now here, look at the difference. This volatility increases because the band is just widened with this breaking the rule for this number of days. Now you want when the band is not rushed to widen. You're just walking up the band. It gives you time, and you see that stock can go on for a couple of days if there is no rush when the stock is breaking the rule, making the band widen abruptly. So this, you want the band to widen, but there's no rush. So it's going on walking up the band. Okay. So when you're making a decision which stocks to swing, please find those that had a change of character and then you had confirmation. Okay, now I want to look at Lulu. Somebody had a Lulu swing. Okay. Any stock breaking the rule, very dangerous. So Lulu, we had it post-ER. We knew the strategy, we needed a pullback and then continuation up. But look at here, the band, when it was consolidating, nothing much here, broke the rule, consolidation. Then it was breaking the rule. We had this inside bar, another inside bar, another inside bar, and then we broke out. Rule breaking. We went again, breaking the rule, then an inside bar, another inside bar, indecision. It went down, pull back, and then another indecision. Okay, so a stock that is indecisive is also risky to swing. You just trade the range, especially if it's a good stock creating a range. Now, if we go to a lower time frame, let's go see what happened on Thursday. So this is Thursday, where it pulled back, okay, because it had broken the rule on the daily. And then here we had an inside bar, indecision, nothing happened. So if you are swinging, if you had puts here, and then you're seeing indecision, don't swing the puts. It's telling you an indecision is a fight between the bulls and the bears. Whoever makes a decision will win the day. So if you're swinging here when the stock was indecisive, a great risk. You want a stock that has decided this one can pull back. A pullback can take 2 days, 3 days, but it can decide to pull back 1 day, 2 days, and then go back up. Or if you're seeing we had a pullback and then indecision, don't be there holding. And especially if this pullback was followed by a higher low, always have a point of reference of where this stock was supposed to go if it pulls back. So here we had this gap. So this stock filled this gap from 429 to 491. So it could have filled the same gap going down, but what it did do, it created a higher low. So even if you're looking at this previous high before earnings, this was 466, it didn't even go close to it. So this is still a higher low. Okay, now when stocks hit the ceiling, the top, we assume a reversal, but give it an opportunity to go back. So don't be quick to here to after this to be saying now you're loading on puts. Give it an opportunity to go back. Okay, so very risky. This is why I talk about NR7, because it's an indecision day. The stock was trending up, maybe it pulled back, and then indecision. So whoever carries the day, it can be the bulls, it can be the bears. So you don't want to be holding anything here. Please, guys, know when to swing, know when to hold, know when to stay away. Wait for the decision to be made. So this was a higher low. And then on yesterday, it was still a higher low. So this was 483 and this was 487. So it was telling you, I want to go back up. And going back up, your goal is now to go either retest this level or reject this level or retest and break this level to go higher. We know it was supposed to go to 513. So always this day, and if you're counting days, you will always see either this was a day 5 and this was a day 6. You're not supposed to be swinging anything, not unless you have a clear day 6 going up or going down. Okay? Or this was a day 3 pullback. So please count those days. Don't just make decisions based on emotions. Or this stock was going up, I'm swinging calls. Or this stock was going down, I'm swinging puts. Indecision, pullback. Indecision, yesterday this is still a spinning top. So it went up, yes, because it is a stock with a range. It's a big stock, has a big ATR. So it went up. But when you go to the daily, it was still an indecision. So still we have 3 days of indecision. We want to see what happens today. Will it make a decision to go higher, to break that level, go higher? It's still, so this is a safe stock. Why? It has come away from the dangerous zone. It has pulled back. It is indecisive, yes. It can make its decision to go higher or go lower. So don't be caught on the day it's indecisive, especially after a pullback or after creating an inside bar. Okay? Please know when to do this, to trade. When you're picking those stocks, just go to the daily chart. You will know the ones that you should be trading, the ones that you should be staying away from. So Meta, the reason I had said Meta is a good stock from that list of the pullback and then rip to heaven was because Meta had already pulled back. So that's why I said compare Meta to PDD, which is in the same list. Okay, so when I'd posted that list, I'd said this was post ER. So I posted on the 11th here, Monday. So I'd said this one went up. We don't have a clear pullback. It had indecision, then shallow pullback. That's why it started going up. Okay, so we had this stock still going up post ER, very shallow pullback. It can be a good one to trade it continuation. So the difference between PDD and Meta is that Meta had pulled back, a very good pullback 6 days. But this one was indecisive. Then we had very shallow pullback, meaning it can be a strong trend. But when it went up, it still didn't break this, barely breaking 147 to 149. Okay, and then PDD also has an indecision candle. So this is an NR4. So we have NR7 and NR4. So we had 4 days it's ranging, though the candles are dwarfy, and then we have an indecision. So this is an NR4, then we have NR7. So this is also one to look today. So another stock that was in that list, which other stock, the one I sent you guys to say a reminder. Is anyone tracking that list? So we have also, what was the other stock? Anyone tracking that list? If you're tracking that list, you must have caught Meta yesterday. But if you didn't, then it means that's why you're missing on Meta, this Meta move. Okay. So the difference with Meta is it had pulled back. So the strategy was pullback and continuation, or you'll have some stocks like AVGO pulled back and then continuation. Lulu, it went up pre-ER, and then we had that shallow pullback when it reported earnings, and then it started going up. So now when it's going up, you're going up the ladder, pullback, continuation, pullback, continuation. So please don't try to force the stocks on this trend. Cost, ZS, Amazon, AVGO, Lulu, ZS, Meta, FedEx is there. I think UNH, I added it. It will be you're going upstairs, pullback, continuation. So don't confuse. I know, Lydia, you might have not been here when you discussed this. So Lulu is in that strategy. When you're going upstairs, it's pullback, continuation, pullback, continuation. So when you're trading those pullbacks, be cautious. If it's creating a higher low, ride it back up. I say the strategy will take days. Days. It's not a one-day thing. It is days. This stock is trending. Into is there. So pullback, continuation, pullback, continuation. Thanks, Kashiro. Please keep track of those. It's supposed to be days as this stock is heading up. It's not a one day you trade Meta one day and then you forget about it. And last week I insisted, please keep watch of Meta because it just needed to stay above 340. Okay, so this into, it was running up to earnings. It went up to 601. Then we had this indecision. So it pulled back all the way from 601 to 565. You might see this is indecision, but this was a good pullback from 601 to 563. Okay, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days of indecision. Finally, it made up its mind, and then it's been breaking the rules. So higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then we had an inside bar. Anytime you're seeing, when you're looking at a chart, if you want to find stocks to day trade or what to swing, this constriction increases the volatility. this stock was ranging. So this is an NR4. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, then an inside bar. So we have NR4 and NR7. 7 days, 4 days, inside bar. When that happens, look at that stock the following day. And those are the stocks you can swing, especially if they're creating a higher low. Okay, so it went from 595, 611, then went shallow, barely a pullback. It's barely a pullback. So it broke the 611 to 617. So these are the ones you can swing. You're swinging, you're holding. After this has happened, the indecision, somebody made a decision. Okay, somebody made a decision. And we had talked about these stocks that were indecisive, the tech stocks, all those stocks that were indecisive for 6 days. This is where when I tell you guys, I like boring, this is the reason, because when somebody makes a decision, you're in that play for a couple of days. You're not rushing in and out, in and out. So if you're looking for stocks to trade, look for such things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then it started going up. Even if it didn't break this level, it was headed until it finally broke 601, continued higher, indecision, higher. Okay? So when I see the list of stocks, and please, if you're swinging, don't swing 2 same stocks in the same sector. I know it's tempting. You want to have SMCI, you want to have NVIDIA, you want to have AVGO, you want to have all those. Try to avoid us, because if those two, if you're swinging 2 same sector, if it goes wrong, it means you're losing 2 plays. So when you're picking what to swing, pick a safe one. If we look at the semiconductor, AVGO was not a good swing. LRCX was not a good swing. Okay, so we had it here, break a rule, indecision. So it went up Thursday and then Friday. That's why I said, if you're counting this, so we had this indecision 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're swinging and the following day is day 6, risky, very risky. It might wake up, it has pulled back, and that's what happened to LRCX and AVGO. Please. So you're swinging a call here, and then it's into day 6. It doesn't take a lot to count days, guys. If you want to trade using emotions, you will not be going forward. You'll be going forward, going back, going forward, going back. And that's why I've been insisting, let's focus on day trading, grow your account with day trade. We've seen people who are very successful. Day trading, they only day trade. Grow your account day trading. Then you put whatever money you've made, put like $1,000 in a separate platform. That's for swing. And when you're swinging, don't spend more than 20% of that money on a swing. If you're swinging and you're spending, okay, please have rules. If you want to succeed and grow, I would rather you're growing your account pole. How would you say? Consistently, slowly. By slowly, you're growing it. You're growing it. Even if you're growing by 100, by 200, by 300, like that, until you've grown that account where you can have money, you take it out, put that money and say, that's for gambling. And when you're gambling, do not gamble more than 20%. There's no way you can be swinging 10 different things, 6 different things at the same one night. Why take such risks? Why slowly, pole. Pole in Swahili, slowly, like a snail. Even if it's taking you forever, but you're growing. Every day you're green. I would rather you green than you want to be greedy to make this whole money in one day. please day trade. If you're still struggling making 5K, day trade where you are seeing I got in, I have confirmation, I'm getting in, I'm getting out. You're not going to bed, you've not counted days, you've not done any research, you've not looked at volume, then you're just swinging based on emotions. Swinging on day 6, I keep saying and I'll keep repeating, if you want to learn to do this thing the right way, please, just all this knowledge I give you guys, you might not find it out there, so use it. It's risky. You're swinging into day 6, and we know day 6 is a change of character. Okay. So when you look at the semiconductors, let's look at AMD. Okay. So this was, we had AMD, it had a pullback. Okay. Then we had this, even though it was in decision, it broke, had a change of character. And then this finally broke the previous lower high, this candle. So this was your entry. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then day 7, inside bar. Day 8, another inside bar, an inside bar inside of an inside bar. Breaking rule, breaking rule, breaking rule. So if we look at this on Thursday, on Friday, was it a good swing? No. 140. Okay, so also look at the previous day. It was struggling. So here 139, 138, 139, and here 141, 140, 140. This is a double top. Actually a triple top in this pre-market. So pullback. So these stocks are breaking rules. Very, very risky for you to be swinging such. So compare these two, SMCI. So let's see NVIDIA. So look at NVIDIA. This is why if you had swing NVIDIA, you would be waking up to money. Now, if you're set only on, you have to look at all these stocks. You can't assume they all have the same chart. They are not the same. NVIDIA had pulled back. It had pulled back for days. Then in decision, it was pulling back for over 6 days. This is safe. It has already pulled back. Then it was indecisive. Then it had a change of character. So this was safe to swing, and it has not broken any rule. Okay. So this was safe to swing, and you can see anybody who had NVIDIA, they woke up to money. Look. Okay. Barely had a pullback here. SMCI, the same thing. So have a checklist where you are ticking the rules for swinging. You don't just swing because I thought it will go higher. I don't like that. When people tell me that, I get a migraine. I'm like, really, with all the knowledge you have, and you still say, I thought. So look at this. You wake up to money because on the daily chart, this is when it broke the rule. Here, it had a change of character. You had your entry, anticipate 3 days. It still hadn't broke a rule on Friday. And yesterday is when it broke a rule. So if you're swinging just for the sake of swinging, and you're swinging stocks that are dangerous, do we just love danger? Danger, danger. Please, guys. Hey, I want people to succeed. I don't want people to go forward and then you're going back. Go forward, going back. Please make a informed decision when you're swinging. Oh, I'm holding a runner. Make an informed decision. So Netflix also, we've talked about Netflix going back to 495. So a stock will try to break a level up to 3 times. This 485. Whenever a stock approaches or goes to hit a key level, the key level is 485. If it doesn't break it, pull back. Give it a second opportunity. If it doesn't break it, pull back. Give it up to 3 opportunities. So when you're trading the pullback, you're not saying now I'm loading on puts. It has attempted. Give it another attempt. And then when you look at the daily chart, it had pulled back. Any stock that had pulled back, it is safe because it has done that pullback. But the ones that are indecisive, very risky. But this one, it had pulled back. And then it had a change of character. And even though it was breaking the rule, it's not outside. Look at this, the difference. It came here, this is the double top. Then we had an inside bar, doji. Then we had this move up. So this was a good play yesterday. I know for short-lived, but it was also a good swing because it attempted, and I'd said if it stays above 460, I gave this level. You guys, I give these levels for a reason. Please look at them. I said if it doesn't break 460, was it 465 or 464? It will go back up. When it pulled back, 464, it's a key level. 466, a higher low, swing. Okay. Now, if we look at cost is another one. I said cost will open high and then will probably pull back. This same strategy, the same thing we had with AVGO. It will go up, pull back, shallow pull back, go up, shallow pull back. It has a strategy. If you're not trading it, then you're looking at the same thing. The way you looked at AVGO, you're also looking at cost. You will look at FedEx, the same strategy. You're looking at Meta, the same. I said and I explained it's one of the best strategies that I've ever come across. You know it's a pullback and then it's ripping. When it's ripping, you're going upstairs. You pull back, continuation, pull back, continuation. So if you're scared of this pullback, don't buy next week expiry. Buy time. You can buy next week, you can buy the other week because it will be pullback. It will open high, slightly pull back, or open low and then continue up. So post-ER cost, we all know how cost behaves post-ER. What did I delete? What did I undo? Okay. So this clear plays. It was walking here, then started breaking a rule. We had this was an NR7. Then finally continued. The date had an NR7 was the date reported earnings. So this was an NR7. Anytime you have an NR7, look at that stock the following day. Please, just counting 4 days or 7 days. It's going up 7 days, then this happens. That's your stock to watch for that day. Go look at the volume. Either volume went down or even this one volume went up because it's reporting earnings, but look at it the following day. It's a constriction. MSTR, I told you guys to keep watch of Bitcoin. It's pullback, continuation, pullback, continuation. Just simple play. Or here it broke the rule. We discussed about this on Sunday. It broke the rule, broke the rule. This bar, it went from 587 to 550 or 549. The following day, this was an NR4. So look for NR4 and NR7. When you see this the next day, that's your trade to play. It went up, broke the rule, pulled back, inside bar. In this indecision, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, indecision. But when MSTR is the same as Lily, when it's indecisive, it is making a range. You can still trade it up and down. It makes those good ranges. I know you guys say the contract's expensive. Trade coin. Same sector. Okay. Trade coin, it's even moving better. So look at this. It was walking. The walk is the one you can easily. So here, when it broke the rule, we had an NR4 indecision, inside bar, broke out, pull back, then it started being safe, going up. Whenever it breaks a rule, it comes down, comes back, pull back or whatever, then break the rule again. Indecision, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then started going up. Another higher low, inside bar. Anytime you seeing this, a range and then an inside bar, that's the stock to trade the following day, please. If somebody is indecisive, the market doesn't know, the bulls or the bears don't know. When they make a decision, you want to be in it. So this you'll be looking on this, the date made this on Friday. If it's going to break this level to go lower, to go to this 141, or is going to break this level 151 to go retest this or break it. So just by looking at that range, so it broke that 147, went to 142 pre-market. Then when it opened, it's a higher low. It is going back to that high, 153. Okay, so it broke below the range, this small bar. It broke below this, created a new low, but it still didn't go to 141. It rejected it by $1. It is still a rejection. It hit 142. So it's going back up. Your next level, 153. From 142 to 153, that's 10 points. That's a good play for the day. So when you guys, I say, look for, and if we look at the volume, you might probably see coin on Friday, the volume reduced. Somebody can check the volume on Friday. If the volume went up and the price didn't go up, then it means you're looking at it again. There must be a day where the volume reduced. So if the volume reduced, you're looking for higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. This same stock, from that day, the volume reduced, you're still looking at it. Okay? And look at the stochastic. This stock still has room. It is down here. This is the daily. It is oversold. It's down here. That's why I said this still has room to go up. Okay. Now, Amazon is in that list with cost. And I'd say be patient with Amazon. It's been constricting. Just be patient with it. It's not a big ATR stock, so don't expect it to make those a monster move. All this time it's been consolidating. The same number of almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 19 days. 19 days. Then it had a change of character, broke out of this consolidation. Just be patient. Teresa, I saw you were also in Amazon with Shiba. Be patient.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's not a big ATR. Don't expect it to make a VGO moves. It's not. Always have expectation based on the stock you're trading. What is the ATR of that stock? So don't expect it to make a monstrous move in one day. It is going to make the move, but may not happen in one day that is making 10 points. So we have to be realistic with depending on the stock you're trading. So buy time so that when this is happening, you're not impatient. Buy that time to have a cushion. And now we see it has broken the rule. Okay. So, and I try to advise people, you can spread your risk. You can trade stocks with a small ATR, but have at least 2 stocks with a big ATR. The other stocks they move, even if it's 10 points, those contracts will make you money. Don't just be scared of trading small ATR stocks. But these I've been saying all the time. Just be patient with it. It will happen. Okay. Now, our Tesla had said that 257, another stressful level. Ugh, my goodness. The journey to 265 is not easy, like we are seeing. It used to be easy, but it's not. It's no longer the same Tesla. Hey, look at this, and look at this dwarfy. But it broke 253. Okay, it has a change of character, but it's breaking the rule. So we've seen stocks still breaking rules for 6 days. Okay, breaking rules. So we're still watching it. It rejected that. I mean, if you're trading Tesla, please be keen on those levels. You see, it slightly broke it. So the other day, it was at 254. So it has just slightly broken above. Anytime a stock breaks a key level, even if it's by 1 cent, it is communicating to you, I want to go higher. Even if it's by 1 cent, wait for the pullback. If it pulls back, is a higher low. This is a higher low. Why? It rejected our key level. What is our key level? What level did it reject here? Anyone? On this day, which level did it reject? I'm trying to help you guys to know which stocks to swing. Okay, it broke 253. We know it had a hard time. So here it broke. And then here, this pre-market, it broke, telling you this can be a good swing. You wait for it to pull back. When it pulls back, what level? Somebody typed and then deleted. What is the key level here that it rejected? Jameni, let's work together. I want to 247. So when it rejected 247, this is a good swing. Swing, wake up to money. Majameni. You want to find stocks to swing. These are the things you're looking at. 247, it broke 253 2 times on this day and this pre-market. Shallow pullback. It didn't even touch that 247. That's your swing. 247, 48, you're waking up, it is 248, 10 points. It broke our 247. It's a journey. You want to find stocks to swing, please. Don't just swing for the purpose of swinging. Oh, I thought, make informed decision. Go look, did this stock break a key level? Yes. It is communicating to you. It wants to go higher. Wait for it to pull back. If it pulls back, does it reject a key level? Does it create a higher low? Yes, swing. So when it had a change of character, the day it broke that 253, that the next day is your entry, which was Friday. Ah, majameni. Ah, la, la. Okay, so all this, your swing would have been Post, SMCI, NVIDIA, Netflix, AVGO was not a swing. LRCX was not a swing. AMD was not a swing. SML was not a swing. All the semiconductors, it was only NVIDIA and SMCI. So this consolidation, which candle broke this? So we had change of character here. Then we had 2 days of inside bar. And then finally, this was your entry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't swing anything waking up to day 6. Look. Look. This should be swinging puts. Now, if you're at target level, you want to see, did it hit a target level? So if you're using CPR, so this one, let's say this one broke this. So let's put monthly. Now, anyone who has stocks that have narrow CPR this week, you guys have to be chap. So it was supposed to go to 795. It's a rejection. It didn't even go close. It went halfway. It's not even halfway. Trade it back. Can go to this R1. Can go back to R1, or it hovered, broke this. It was supposed to head to R3. Many stocks, they can break R2. I said this on Sunday. They can break R2 for the month, but very few, not unless it's reporting earnings, will it break R3 or even hit R3. So any stock that is above R2, just look at it. There's a high possibility it will pull back. Please, it takes you very little time to count days. That is your savior. Don't just make decisions, please. Now you know which stocks are dangerous to swing, which stocks you wait. Maybe you can buy time. It can be dangerous up to 6 days. Do not swing anything waking up to day 3, day 6. If it's day 3, can be safe. Day 6, change of trend. Okay. Any stock with I know stocks went up yesterday. I saw you guys discussing. They went up yesterday, but the volume reduced. Give me one that I've not talked about. Dawn. Which stock went up but the volume reduced? Or anyone? Every day, which stock has a narrow weekly CPR? LMT.
I'll be bold now.
I've talked about AVGO, so the one that I've not talked about.
What about SETG? I'm not sure of the price.
And what about now?
Oh, yes, no.
We talked about now on Sunday. What did we say about now, Donna? So this LMT is squeezing. So what happened to LMT? It is squeezing. Then it went to the top, didn't go all the way. Very, very shallow pullback. 1, 2, 3, barely making higher highs. This was a pullback. Get puts. It didn't even last. Look at the range. Get puts. Then it went down. So we are still looking at LMT, UNH, Lilly. We're still looking at them. So we've seen stocks that were consolidating. Then they pull back. They have a squeeze. But instead of breaking out, then they change their mind. They come back down. So we had 1, 2, and an inside. So look at LMT today. It is 1, 2. So this shallow pullback, it finally broke out of this. But look at this. Barely. You can't even see if they are higher highs. So this was, my eyes, 253, 253, 254. So this was telling you get puts. 1, 2, 3, puts, Thursday, puts, Friday. So, very easy plays, majameni. Okay, so this one, puts, pull back, lower high, continuation. Very easy play. Then it has gone back up. So we are looking at it because why? And it has a squeeze here on 15 minutes. Okay. So we're looking at it because it created 2 lower lows and then created a higher low and it's going up. It's an inside bar and it's a spinning top. Is this a spinning top? I don't know, but it's an indecision. So somebody was, after it went up, very shallow pullback, 3 days, it came down, 1, 2, and then on the 3rd day, it had an inside bar and it's a constriction, indecision. Somebody has to make a decision either today or it will you're looking at it today. So anytime you're seeing this, so when it's green, you're seeing a red one. When it's red, you're seeing a green one. Somebody has to make a decision. Chinese just keep looking at them. Baidu, PDD, they are in that strategy. Pull back, rip. Pull back, rip. Okay. So what happened to Baidu? The volume went up or down? Kashiro, what happened to the volume? So this was, and I put Baidu there. Is it in the, either it's in the NR7 or it's in the squeeze or something? Please always look at that squeeze list. You will always find a play. A squeeze means something is about to happen. Okay. So today we are looking for those double, that list we talked about on Sunday. Find those double. The volume went down. Kashiro, the volume went down and the price went down. So it's going hand in, no, the volume should increase. So it's going down, but the volume went down. It should go down and the volume should go up. So a price action is price going up, volume going up, or price going down, volume going up. Should be that. But now the price was going down and the volume was going down. Look at it today. So I'm not going to start, you guys start discussing those things. Immediately the market close, you will find plays, please. So LMT, watch it, and even Lily. Lily is supposed to be a lot of this week, but I told you guys last week, it needed to go lower. And that's what happened on Friday. It went lower, okay? And still it was a higher low. Always have a reference. Where was it supposed to go to? We had discussed this level, 554. So it was 554. $543 or 554. Was it 5? So this is 543. I think we talked about 550. What was the level? We've been talking about Lily since I don't know when. So let's go by this, 554. It's still a higher low here. It was still a higher low. Have a point of reference to know if it's a higher low or a lower high. We know it always goes from whatever support to 585. If it breaks 585, it's supposed to go to 603. If it rejects 603, it's coming back down. Those two range levels, whatever support, it's going back to 585, 603. If it rejects 603, puts. This was 601. It didn't go to 603, puts. Anytime it goes to 600, so this 585, 603. The minute you're seeing it's going above 585, it's communicating to you, I want to go higher. Wait for pullback, get calls. If it goes to 600, this was another rejection of 603, puts. Whatever support, you wait for it, you're fine. Wherever support is coming from, it is going back to 585. If it doesn't break 585, pull back. I mean, it goes down again. Wait for it can break this support. If it's a higher low and it broke 585, pause, swing calls. If it rejects 603, pull back. It went to 601, get puts back to 585 or to retest the previous support or reject it. It broke this, went to 568. 568, still a lower low. It pulled back, shallow pullback, did not go to 585, went to 561. So the key level we are watching is that 543. So 561, higher low, back to 585. If it rejects 585, expect a pullback. If it's a higher low, and breaks that 585, that's our cue. It wants to go up. So today we are looking, Lily, it's supposed to be a lot of this week. If it is going to stay above this level, 561 and 574. So look at 574 support and 561. So it can be a double bottom at 574, or it can be a double bottom at 561. If it's a double bottom, we're getting calls. It is going back to that 585, 603. Please, I hope you've noted down those levels. And you're watching today for double bottoms. Wairini. Please discuss those the stocks you're looking for key plays. If you look SMCI, the volume reduced on Friday. You can look at that volume before market close, and you can make decisions, informed decisions. Don't just swing because, oh, I'm swinging because. Okay. Kwairini. Don, sign us off.
Let's make this money.
Let's make this money, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.